you talk about don't walk when you can run, I don't think anybody's going to have to worry about that. This is going to be an up-and-down basketball game.
Well, remember the last time these two teams played in Tucson, the Wildcats had 69 points in the second half, won 106 to 97. So both of these teams like to get it going. And
that 97 points that Washington had in a losing effort, that's the second most points they've ever had and lost the game. The most was 100 in an NCAA game. Chase Budinger got loosed underneath.
It's a nice start for Arizona. Well executed. Good job to get the ball inside the Budinger. And as you know, Barry, on Thursday night, Chase only had 9 points. Didn't get a field goal in the second half against a hot Washington State team that's playing great basketball. And the Cougars shot 69% in the second half to defeat Arizona on Thursday night. So Arizona trying to come back.
They struggled mightily in the second half. Here's Denton, who struggled in the first half the other night. Thomas, open three, and that's a big shot. Thomas, the last time these two teams hooked up, was 0 for 7 from three-point range. And Thursday night against Arizona State was only 1 of 4. So that's a very big first shot for him. Here's Hill. He had a good look, takes it to the basket. Another thing that happened the last time these two teams played, an inordinate amount of fouls.
Well, right there, let him go. I thought that could have been another block inside. The referee's going to let him play it, possibly inside. But it's going to be a heck of a matchup with Hill and Brockman around the goal.
Scant will turn around, but it won't go. Wise gets it out of there. This is Zane Johnson. Budinger for three. And Budinger off quickly.
I'd say that's a pretty good start if you're an Arizona fan. I mean, Budinger inside with a drop, gives him confidence, come back and drills a three.
That was a confident-looking shot, too.
But here's the critical aspect of the game for Arizona. They have to cut down penetration by the guards of Washington. You got that like that. That you cannot allow a guy like Thomas, who's a powerful player, to continue to break you down around the basket.
And he was not able to do that the other night. In fact, he got very frustrated. Turnover here, and here come the Dogs. Thomas again thought about it. Nice pass down low to Pondexter for the finish. That's a very good look by Thomas.
I'd say Isaiah Thomas has had a pretty good 2.5 minutes here.
Not bad. He and Budinger. This is Fogg, and he's got to come up. He was invisible the other night, but he had 16, a career high, the last time these two teams hooked up down in Tucson.
And Barry, of course, for the Huskies, man-to-man. They pick up individually. They're going to come out and try to put some pressure on the ball. They're not a whole lot of guys missing shots here so far.
No, and that was just taking advantage of Thomas flying at him. Thomas again, going to put it on the floor. Over Hill, it won't go. And the first touch of the game for Brockman, and he scores. Well, you're right. Nobody's missing shots. This is Fogg. It is short. Fogg was scoreless on Thursday night. Played in the fall. Detman, little jump stop, couldn't quite finish it. Hill with a rebound.
Now Washington's got to get back. They've only got 4 players defensively. Finally, they do get back all the way.
Good screen right there for Hill. Almost knocked Detman down.
And really important now for the Cats to have some patience. Nice screen and roll.
Well, Wise had a good look. Wouldn't go down. And Gant with a rebound and push from behind. And they don't call it. They're letting them play.
If you're not, be consistent. If you're not going to call that, then of course out of bounds it will go to Arizona.
Low got right in the ear of Darren White.
That was a little bit of a push there.
A little bit, I'd say.
You know, was it dramatic? They're letting him go.
Budinger missed the shot. Overton with the rebound. Now they bring Overton quickly into the lineup here. Detman comes out. Overton for three. Short. Got the long rebound back to Thomas and a grab foul.
Yeah, they may get Zane Johnson away from the ball. Russ Pennell trying to get his guy. They didn't shoot around yesterday, Barry, which is, you know, a little bit unusual, but they used it as a mental day. They looked at a lot of film. They thought after the Washington State game, they really needed to sit together, talk about things, and he's hoping his guys will respond and come out and play well, and so far they have.
They had a really tough second half against Washington State. Just were flat, never made the adjustments they needed to make. There's Pondexter on the high post. Usually will make that shot. It's going to be out of bounds as Pondexter goes flying into the second row. Washington will have the ball when we come back. 15:49 left first half. As advertised so far, we are tied at 9. We're coming back. We are tied at 9, 15:49 remaining first half. It has been an up-and-down game as we expected it would be. Let's take a moment, Dan, recognize our U.S. Bank Pac-10 Conference Player of the Week last week. Is there a better player in the Pac-10 over the last 7 or 8 days?
Taylor Rochestie has just played tremendous basketball. Unbelievable in their win at Pauley. And Taylor is our U.S. Bank Player of the Week. Look at the numbers on Taylor Rochestie. He had 33 against UCLA and 10 out of 10 from the foul line. So congratulations to Taylor Rochestie. He is really playing terrific basketball and doing a beautiful job for the Washington State Cougars, Barry. That's our U.S. Bank Pac-10 Player of the Week.
And we will see him right here in Seattle next week in that great rivalry game and a game that will have a lot of impact so far as the Pac-10 standings and Pac-10 tournament are concerned. Rochestie had 17 incidentally in the win the other night against Arizona. It's played great in the second half. Foul this time. Chase Budinger, just a grab. Good call.
Russ Pennell really felt penetration was the key against the perimeter players of Washington. You can see right there, so far in the early going, it's been all Isaiah Thomas, and he's been able to break the defense down. He goes to the foul line. He's very active. He's making threes, and he's really had a sensational year. You got to think, Gary, he's got to be the front runner for Pac-10 Freshman of the Year.
He's my freshman of the year. I hope he gets enough notoriety. I mean, there's a lot of good players, don't get me wrong. Drew Holiday, great player. DeMar DeRozan, great player. Klay Thompson,
Klay Thompson's had a nice year, kind of under the radar, but Klay Thompson's played exceedingly well for Washington State.
But Thomas playing on a first-place team, and they would not be at first place were it not for him.
One of the, talk about a guy that's right at the top in terms of scoring. You didn't expect that coming into the year for Isaiah Thomas.
Only one guy did, and that was Lorenzo Romar. I talked to him during the football season. He said, where do you see this guy? Where do you see that guy? Jordan Hill. Hill with 4, very active. That's swatted away from behind by Budinger.
Well, here's Jordan Hill, and we featured him at the top, and here's why. Look at Jordan Hill, extremely versatile with the ball. That's why, everybody likes Hill that comes to see him. So many pro scouts. He can put it on the ground. He's got a nice jump hook. He's a shot blocker, a rebounder, and also a player that can run the floor.
Tough pass there. Blocker draws a crowd immediately. Thomas up top. That's Holiday. They'll let him take that shot. Pondexter goes down hard. But he's going to be okay.
Good job.
Arizona will have a great job.
Yeah, and a good job by Arizona to block out. Great job by Zane Johnson to screen out. Chase Budinger from the point of the zone came all the way back and contributed help. Got to stop him right here.
It's Jamel Horn in the game now for the Wildcats. Budinger behind a Hill screen. Good job to pick up the pick and roll. Here's Hill again, working on Bachman and doing a nice job with a double from Pondexter. Hill goes baseline, spin move, following left hand, all but the finish. Got to get a foul from behind on Horn.
It's a good foul.
Yeah, it is.
It's an aggressive, proactive foul by Jamel Horn, and Horn coming off the bench, highly recruited, a very good player. He's had his ups and downs this year, but certainly Arizona needs Jamel Horn to be productive. And you don't mind those kinds of fouls. Let's go in and rebound the ball, see if you can create an extra shot attempt for your team.
Zane Johnson leaves and Fogg comes back. Nice pass to Brockman, and he couldn't finish it. Hill with another rebound, all but the finish. There's Rice into traffic, almost a steal by Thomas. Now Fogg leaves it nicely for Budinger for the score. Beautiful play.
What a fantastic play by Fogg.
Budinger's got 7 points early in this game. Here's Overton. Overton going to take it all the way over Hill, a little hard. And it was Hill that scooped that shot.
He bothered it, didn't he? It looked like Overton said, I got a little drop shot here. And Hill said, no, you don't.
You know what people overlook with him is how athletic he is. I mean, he's made some tremendous moves today. This time he gives it up for Wise, open 3. And a great rebound over the top by Fogg, but he couldn't hang on to it. Pondexter gets it out of there for the Dogs. Scramble for the loose ball. Pondexter gets on it. They're going to call it tied up, and the arrow is going to belong to the Washington Huskies. Watch the pass here.
All right, watch the pass and the penetration, and a very good pass. Watch the penetration this time by Fogg to give it up to Budinger, and then Budinger with a beautiful finish. So break the defense down, get two players to the ball. Chase Budinger available with the good hands to finish to the goal. Well done by Arizona.
So UW has now missed 7 shots in a row. Pondexter to inbound. Brockman, incidentally, will go to the bench along with Thomas. And Matthew Brian Ammoning comes on. Brian Ammoning had his best offensive game in more than a month the other night. Here he is again. Got Hill in the air and a foul from behind by Horn.
Well, you work hard on your out of bounds, and when they're being played man to man, watch the little fake inside to get Hill in the air. It's always better to stay down. Of course, Hill's a shot blocker.
So Brian Ammoning at the line. Not a great free throw shooter, but improving. Well, Motel 6, sixth man is the guy at the free throw line. Matthew Brian Ammoning comes to us from London, England, an improving player. And one of those role players that we talked about with this Huskies team. Motel 6, proud sponsor of the Pac-10 Conference, will leave the line.
And remember, Barry, in the European Championships, you know, he had 41 points when he played for England in the under-20s. Get a foul there, so, you know, Ammoning's a very solid all-around player.
Lorenzo Romo right now is as mad as I've ever seen him be.
He is really, he's got to get back a little bit. I mean, be careful, there's a coaching box there. You see the line, he's right on the line where the coaching box stopped.
Jimmy Gerard making that call. And what do you think here?
Well,
Ball. Not a good call.
It looked like he had a good steal. Let's look at it again. There might have been a little bit of contact, but not much. Now it looks like, look, over it.
And there's the offensive foul on Wise. A little payback. Lowell are still really hot. Talking to Dick Cartnell. Cartnell trying to calm him down. Lowe's not a demonstrative guy. Overton, a great defensive player. He's a very aggressive player. There's Pondexter down low, and Hill gets a piece of it. Gets it to his own man, Wise. Wise 1-on-2, now 1-on-3, all the way to the basket, and a foul before, and it's going to go against Arizona.
Going to go on Wise, and I thought there he did push off, and if it's Nick Wise, it's a second. So that's a big, big call. We thought one of the keys to this game was to stay out of foul trouble. This is a very good block. No, that's not goaltending. Right at the top, the ball's still on the way up, and Wise gets called for a push-off of his off arm. So this is critical for the Wildcats, but Nick Wise with the 2 fouls. So you want to try to go with Wise if you can, if you're the Huskies.
Here's Overton. He's worked on by Horn. Corner, Denton, pump fake on Budinger. Interesting matchup, Denton and Budinger. Brian Ammoning, turnaround over Hill. And Budinger right back the other way. Will go to the free throw line.
Boy, that was really quick by Arizona after a basket. How long did it take them to make that transition after the score? And here Brian Ammoning with a nice jump hook and in super speed, come the Wildcats right back at you. So if you're Washington, you got to be alert. You got to retrace your steps, get ready after you score, because Arizona's in a quick mode.
So Arizona shooting its first free throw. And we should remind you, in the last game these two teams played Tucson, the Wildcats shot 51.
How many?
51.
I thought you said 50.
Free throw. 40 of them in the second half.
Nick Wise is going to get a little break here with the 2 fouls. Now it's going to be really difficult for Russ Pennell to keep Nick Wise out the whole half.
Budinger with 9 points early here. The Cats lead it by 2.
This is a big, big sequence here defensively for Lavender, who's coming in for Wise.
I'll tell you, nothing's coming easy.
No, both teams really doing a good job on the defensive end. You see Arizona's 1-1-3 trying to play that zone.
They come out and guard Denton. That's Lavender guarding him. Another freshman. He's not had a lot of minutes. They got 4 on the shot clock. Now they got to get a shot up. Overton's going to have to get this up. He does over Hill. and couldn't quite score. He actually had a better look than he would have thought. Detman runs a long rebound down. Now Detman steps in, leaves for Overton for three. And the Dogs lead it.
How valuable is Benoit Overton? Comes in off the bench. He's a start. He's a reserve, but he's actually a starter. Plays starter minutes. And what a pass by Detman.
Well, they left Horn that time, but Horn could not convert. Overton, early man there for the rebound. There's Detman. Now they're playing Brian Amonick and Brockman. So a little different look here from Low Roman. A steal. And it was Hill who caused it. Budinger to Hill. People flying at him. Hill jump hook. What a shot.
And a terrific look that time by Budinger. But Budinger's had really a great first 9 minutes. Well, it's a matchup inside. Look at the two big guys. And again, just good defense by Arizona to rotate.
Detman spots up. That was a two being go by. And Amonick a little harder. And again, it's the presence of Jordan Hill. Now 2-on-2. Budinger going right around Overton. Offensive foul. Great job by Benoit Overton. Second foul on Budinger.
I thought that one could have gone either way. But you got to give Overton credit. Let the official make the call. Overton with a little anticipation. I'm not too sure on that one.
I'm not too sure either. We're coming back. 1-point lead for the Arizona Wildcats, 17-16 ball game, and Washington hanging in there despite the fact they're not shooting the ball.
It is unbelievable. Washington has, out of the last 14 field goals, Barry, they've only made 2, so 2 of 14. But the Huskies doing a pretty good job of hanging in there with their rebounding and their intensity on defense and their ability to draw charges. You know, they've done that a couple of times.
And the battle on the block has been exactly as you suggested it would be. I mean, it's really great watching these two guys. Detman from the corner with a good look. Detman has just come up so huge. We keep talking about most improved players in the conference, and certainly he's got to be spoken about in that regard, along with Randall from California, Hill from Stanford, Wise from Arizona. Hill turnaround. Is he tough?
What you love about Jordan Hill is he is certainly a player that can make that little 12, 15 footer. They get a double dribble here. Fogg, yeah. Very good intensity at the defensive end. How about Jordan Hill? How about this effort right here? And if you're Brockman, you're going to give Hill that shot. I mean, you're going to go ahead and back off him, and you're going to say, I'm going to cut down your penetration. If you can make the 10, 12 footer, then that's fine.
Pretty good again. It's not bad. A little bit short shot. And again, Brockman doing just enough on the defensive end for Washington. Hill doing the same thing on the defensive end for the Cats. And here's another foul. Going to be called on Fogg.
It's already, Barry, the 8th, count them, the 8th team foul on Arizona.
Now, remember we said in our do's and don'ts, you suggested don't foul it up. Right now, Arizona is doing just that.
And the Huskies are a pretty good free throw shooting team. They can do some damage and get the right guys in the foul line.
They got one of the right guys right here. Sure, of course. Of course he's
Of course, once you said it.
This is Fogg. Fogg really kind of an unheralded freshman with the presence of Hill, Budinger, and Wise. He's getting more minutes tonight than he has in the past. Drives baseline, is cut off nicely.
Well, you would think Hill's the go-to guy along with Jamel Horn without Budinger and without Wise in the game.
Top it goes. Horn for 3. Just off the right side. Here comes Isaiah Thomas. Thomas going to burn it. Thomas, kick out for Detman. Now they're bringing it back up top. This is Elston Turner, freshman.
Get a great look at that 1-1-3 zone by Arizona. The middle may be available.
Well, Pondek's rejection by Horn and foul before.
No, we've talked so much about Quincy Pondek's here, Barry. He's just a player. When he played on a terrific high school team, and he's a guy that when he came here, I thought tried to do a little bit too much. Played with Brooke and Robin Lopez in high school, and they just had a magnificent team. And I thought he tried to force it his first year or two when he was here at Washington, but he's come on. He's accepted his role. He understands the game. He's playing within himself, and he's made just rapid improvement here for Washington. Had really a wonderful year for the Huskies.
1 out of 2 for Pondexter, and the Dogs just 3 of 7 at the free throw line. 9th team foul for the Cats. A little over the top from Pondexter. Only the 3rd team foul, and Mo Romar's up off the bench saying, not quite so aggressive. This game so far has been exactly the kind of game we expected it to be.
It's a very, going back to that San Joaquin Memorial High School team, Brooke and Ron Lopez, who were, of course, great stars at Stanford, now playing in the NBA, and Quincy Pondexter. In fact, Quincy's dad, Roscoe, and Clifton, his uncle, also went to San Joaquin Memorial. So they've had a few good players coming out of there.
There's a legacy. Weidinger with the miss off the follow. There's Detman the other way. Detman for Brockman. Brockman can't get it. Pondexter follows.
Well, how about Pondexter right over the top of Zane Johnson? Got to get his body on him and block him out. It's a pretty good shot on the break. I like the shot. Didn't get it down, but it is wide open. Horn's got to look to try to concentrate on that one. That's an excellent shot in the open court.
They got Pondexter on the foul from behind, and that's going to be Pondexter's 2nd foul. Look at it at the other end here.
Yeah, this would have been a kind of a miraculous, let's kind of flip it up over my head, and then there's a good rebound and a good job by Pondexter to get it in. Yeah, Bunninger may have been hit in the eye on a previous sequence, Barry, and he's a little shaky coming out of the game.
Takes a lot to shake him, I'll tell you. He is a tough guy.
And if in fact he's going to, he may have been cut.
And they are going to replace him, at least for the moment. I doubt that it's going to be for too long. He must have taken a pretty good shot.
He did take a shot. He took a shot the last sequence under the goal and even reacted to it. And with a little bit of a push, didn't get called for anything, but he definitely got hit the last time down.
There's Jordan Hill again. Hill, just a nice, soft right hand.
I mean, is there anybody in this league as effective as Jordan Hill inside? He's got 10 for the game.
Isaiah Thomas up top, not Detman. Detman goes wise out on him. From the corner, Elston Turner. Elston Turner, another one of the freshmen at Washington with a very big upside.
You talk so often about the sum of the parts for the Huskies. Why are they successful with that bench play? They have 3 outstanding guards. They've got John Brockman, who's their leader. But guys coming in all accept their role and play terrific basketball.
What a play by Fogg and a block foul. So once again, I mean, both these teams at their very best right now. Jordan Hill, we talked about what a talent he is. John Brockman, a great talent. We're going to talk about the Pac-10 Conference big man when we come back. 4-point ball game. Washington on top of Arizona. Danny, we were talking about the big men in the Pac-10 Conference. We're watching 2 of the best right here.
Well, you really are. And you look at Jordan Hill. Look what he's done here this afternoon. 10 points, 4 rebounds. And how about Taj Gibson, a terrific shot blocker, a guy that can score inside. Aaron Baines also has had a solid year. Aaron's got the little jump hook. He's a rebounder and also can block a few shots. And Jeff Pendergraft, he's been sensational for Arizona State. He's shooting at a high field goal percentage. And, of course, cannot leave out really the glue to this Washington Husky team, John Brockman. And, you know, John's just an elite rebounder, a leader, a guy that will make all the big plays. And you look at that matchup, we have 2 of the best here this afternoon. Now, Brockman with the 2 points, 4 rebounds, but Jordan Hill's really been really the catalyst so far for Arizona, early with 10 and 4. A nice job by Jordan Hill.
You know, we were talking earlier to Russ Pennell about the fact that his team operates on a very thin margin. As the big 3 goes, so go the Wildcats. So far, the big 3 have scored all 21 of the Wildcats' points. Now, the other side of that coin, we've talked about Washington being the sum of the parts. 7 Huskies have scored in this game.
It's a real key for Lorenzo Romar and his Washington Husky basketball team. He has so many different players that can contribute. You never know, by the way, who will be the leading scorer for the Washington Huskies. I mean, every game it seems like it's a different guy. And in fact, Lorenzo said that he doesn't really want a 20-point plus guy because then you don't have that kind of balance, not with his team. He'd rather have 4 or 5 players try to average in double figures.
Last 4 games have had 4 different leading scorers.
Good
Here's
steal.
a steal by Wise. Wise and Turner did get the feet down, but not enough, according to Darren White. So that will put Wise at the free throw line.
Smart play by Turner. Yeah, don't forget, how many fouls does Wise have? Turner knows it. He's got 2, trying to pick up that 3rd foul. So here's Nick Wise, and of course Turner trying to step in there, and that's a good call. Definitely a block.
You know, you took the extra step in there, and I'd be willing to bet as he goes along in his career at Washington, he won't do that.
Now, Nick Wise, he was hurt last year. He was a little bit out of shape as a freshman, kind of retuned his body. Now, Barry, in the last 7 years, how many different coaches do you think Nick Wise has had? Going all the way back to high school, and now how many has he had in the last 7 years?
Let me just guess.
You
I don't know.
All right, take a guess.
I'll say 8.
8. Well, there's only been 7 years, so 7.
Yeah.
8 is not correct.
Okay, thank you.
It's 7.
Well, he had a couple last year. That's why I said that.
It is 7. It is 7.
This by 1?
I know.
Come on.
That's good.
It's as good as I ever did in school.
It's unbelievable when you think about it. 7 different coaches in 7 years for Nick Wise. Of course, from the Houston area. Now coming out of the game. So Russ Pennell's going to try to get Nick Wise out of there for defense because he's in jeopardy with the 2 fouls.
That's Gant. They'll give him that shot all day long, I think. Great job by Turner to scramble for the ball. Now Thomas steps in. Thomas lost the handle, but a grab foul from behind. And they're going to get Horn on that foul. And that's going to be his second. Now 5 Arizona players with 2 fouls. Not a serious problem yet, but still more than 6.5 minutes to go in the first half.
I think it is. I think it's a serious problem. I mean, when you get you got 6.5 minutes to go and you get quite a few players with 2 fouls. I mean, chances are Russ Pennell's going to go in at halftime with 1 or 2 of them with 3.
So Horn has 2, Budinger has 2, Johnson has 2.
And we thought that was critical at the start of the game. Wildcats could not afford to get in any kind of foul jeopardy. So this is going to be tough for Budinger. Maybe try to rest him a little bit, get him in and out, and see if that will work for offense for defense.
Well, they don't have a long bench. Remember, Russ Pennell suspended Judkins, who was playing 12 minutes a game, and Shumpert, who was adding about 3 minutes per game. They are not back, nor will they likely be back. Zane Johnson for 3. A good effort by Gant to control that, but it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Arizona ball. Wise is going to come back in, and Johnson is going to leave, and Pennell's just going to kind of play the revolving door here and try to keep guys out of foul trouble. They've run this pretty well. Here's Hill again. Hill just faces up on Brockman and draws the foul.
They've done a real good job on the out of bounds, Barry. They're trying to feature Hill inside, which is, a good guy to feature because, he's someone that can make things happen.
Well, they call that foul on Gant, not on Brockman. Both of them were there.
How much improvement has Jordan Hill made? Look at the numbers on Jordan. And remember, he only started playing basketball as a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, he's still a work in progress, and without question, if not the best player in the pack, and certainly in that elite group.
Well, you can make a real argument he's the defensive player of the year. I mean, he's a guy that blocks shots, he rebounds the ball. And the other thing, as you mentioned earlier, if he doesn't block it, he changes the direction of the shot when someone takes it in.
He's also the team character.
He really is.
Showed up.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Showed up this morning for breakfast wearing his basketball shorts, basketball shoes, and a bathrobe.
Okay.
And then he was doing a Spider-Man act when the team was going out to dinner last night, jumped on the back of the team bus. All 6'10" of them clinging to the back of the bus. Another turnover here. So now the Cats with the lead and the ball. And the Huskies get a little bit sloppy here. Hill's going to get a blow. And it's going to be Alex Jacobson who's going to come on for the Wildcats. Jacobson has not had a lot of minutes of late. Gives him some size though at 6'11".
And someone that can score with his back to the basket. So now with this group on the floor, you know they're going to try to go inside the Buttinger or on the perimeter to Wise. And Wise got to make himself available. That's a tough shot.
Couldn't find anybody. He straightens up and sticks it.
Well, it's a hard shot. Coach had nobody to pass it to.
So Arizona on a 7-0 run now. They lead by 3. For the moment, Huskies a little bit dead in the water. Real battle between Jacobson and Brian Amling down low. Good job by Jacobson to move him off the spot.
Well, when they have Detman out of the game, then they rely on a little bit of penetration. And West Penn saying, look, we've got to stop that. We've not been able to. But Arizona's in a lot of foul trouble. So, Lorenzo Romar's telling his guys to attack 2-on-1. See if they can do something here.
Horn's going to take it all the way and miss. And a fall. What a fall.
Wow, what a tip in.
That was Jacobson. I didn't think he had the right angle of the ball.
And that was a great tip in by Jacobson.
Thomas trying to penetrate, cut off. Now Holiday.
Look at Overton right here, kind of wide open on the other side of the floor. And they just weren't able to kind of pick up the rotation, but he was there. That's the time he might have to go in to out and rotate the ball.
Watch the follow just a moment ago by Alex Jacobson. Horn a little out of control, misses, and just got a fingertip on it. That's good enough.
Yeah, he didn't get much on that one, but just enough.
And he's going to leave, and coming back is Jordan Hill. So a very short blow for him. 4:45 left first half. And they're going to push it again. Here's a handoff to Buttiger. Buttiger is going to go end to end. Missed the shot, good no call. Brian Amling with a rebound. Overton on the wing to Detman. And Detman thought about it and didn't take it. Now Overton's going to take it. Wide open Trey, and he misses. Steal by Overton. How quick is he? And a reverse, forget about it. Ooh, Horn went down very hard, but gets up. Huskies maintain possession. Holiday for Overton for Detman.
I don't think there's any quickness in this game.
No. It's quick.
It's kind of like a blur.
Overton just cat trick on the defense. Overton's been a big factor actually for Lorenzo Romo. They're standing around a lot now, and Detman has to throw up a 3, didn't get any of it. And Hill, after Holland's attempted save, gets it out of there for Arizona. This crowd here, which is a factor, very quiet right now. Cats with the ball and a 3-point lead. There's Hill again. Hill got it right around Brian Amling, and they're going to get a grab on Brian Amling. So we'll take a timeout with 3:37. Watch Horn flying. Goes down hard here also. We're coming back. Oh, we've had 5 ties in this game. We've had 8 lead changes. Right now, Arizona leads it by 3, and they'll be going to the free throw line 24 times in a row. The Cats have been to the dance.
Well, they have, and there you see Kansas, Gary, at 19. They'll make it 20. And how about Kentucky, 19-9? They'll make it 18. Probably a safe bet right there. So they'll keep it going. Of course, no problem here. This is the Duke Blue Devils, and they'll definitely be in the NCAA tournament, 13 in a row.
And so will Michigan State.
And so will Michigan State. They made it 11. How about Arizona? 24 consecutive times. You look at the resume for Arizona, and they're 8-7 in the Pac-10. They're in 5th place. They won the NCAA tournament, by the way, when they finished in 5th place. And they've had some good wins with Gonzaga, Kansas, Washington, UCLA. And if you're Russ Pennell, what he's saying, we'd love to get to 10 conference wins. They've got 3 games left. They've got California at home and also Stanford. Of course, this game here this afternoon. But they go 10-8, and I don't think there's any, there'll be a lock to be in the tournament. So you're kind of hoping if you're a Wildcat fan that they're going to make it 25 in a row. But they got a little business to do. And this would be huge if they could do something here this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, I think
this away with a win.
This is a very big game, and Jordan Hill gives them their biggest lead of the game.
See, I think 4 teams are definitely in from the conference. I think they can get 6. I think it could end up that way. I think USC still has a very good opportunity to get into the NCAA tournament. I think they have to win at Stanford, then win at home in their last 2 games against Oregon and Oregon State. That'll give them 10 conference wins, and I think they're in. I think Arizona has a good shot. I'm kind of thinking the Pac-10 is going to get 6 teams in the Pac-10 in the NCAA tournament. I don't think anybody would have guessed that to start the year, but that's my prediction on how it will all play out. And certainly USC and Arizona have to do a little business for that to happen.
Yeah, still a ways to go for both those teams. I think USC is going to get tested at Stanford today. I just have a feeling.
Well, in this league, it seems like you get tested every game.
Well, it does. Nice trap that time on Pondexter. This is the biggest lead right now for either team, and the Dogs still seem to be standing around a little bit to me. UW only 2 points in the last 4 minutes of change, and it's not going to happen here either. Offensive foul.
I thought Justin Holiday passed up a wide open shot. He did get good penetration. They rotated the ball to Holiday. He was open for a three. He's got to look for it. I think he passed it up, and then all of a sudden you get an offensive foul.
And Quincy Pondexter just picked up his 3rd foul to add insult to injury, so he will have to sit, I'm sure, the rest of the first half. Elston Turner comes back into the Huskies lineup. A little full court pressure here for the Dogs. Wise got right around Overton.
Got to call those screens. And the other thing is you've got to try to stop Nick Wise from turning the corner.
It's going to be out of bounds. 23 ticks remaining. Of course, Washington played a very emotional game on Thursday night in winning an overtime game against Arizona State. And, you know, sometimes you pay too much attention to that, you're a little flat the next time, and I'm not suggesting that's necessarily happening quite yet, but Washington has been a little bit on their heels. Going to get a foul underneath, and it's going to go against Arizona. It's going to be on Hill. It'll be his first.
Of course, double bonus. And Brockman will go to the foul. I'm a little bit surprised that Brockman and Hill haven't fouled a little bit more, considering they're banging each other every time down.
Lorenzo Romar was talking about, he said, every now and then in practice, I'll try to play against Brockman. He said, it's like running into a refrigerator 100 times.
Lorenzo, you know what, Lorenzo, he's a great player in his own right. And he was
down there.
But not down there, and not now. You know, when Lorenzo played here at UW, that was a long time ago. I mean, he was a terrific player. But he said, it is. It's like a refrigerator when you kind of run into it.
Struggles at the free throw line today for the Huskies. They're just 4 of 11, and that's a factor in this game. 4-point lead now for the Wildcats. Jordan Hill again won't go. Horn, great rebound.
And a very good decision by Horn not to force it, to get the ball back out.
Nick Wise in traffic, blocked from behind by Brian Ammoning. Brockman gets it out of there. On the wing, that's Elston Turner. Down low, Brian Ammoning beat everybody back. And a nice look by Turner.
Yeah, it was a beautiful transition by the Huskies. Ball barely hit the floor, Barry. That's the way you're supposed to run a break.
Here's Hill, just faces up and scores over Brockman. But Hill's doing it both hands around the basket, 15 feet out. He's got 13 in the ball game. He's earned all of them. Make it 15 in the ball game.
And it is significant that so far, with all the players in jeopardy for Arizona, they had nobody with 3. Oh, nice pass inside. Well said. You got to rotate, break it down a little bit. Cats are afraid to make fouls right now. So you lose your aggressiveness on defense and you get passive, and the Huskies attacking right around the goal.
I'll tell you, this is a great matchup right here. Overton and Wise. Now they're going to switch.
I think you got to go right back to Hill. Hill's got to back down a little bit. I think I'm surprised Brockman's playing him that tight, far away from the basket.
Here's Wise around Brian Ammoning, and a block foul on Brian Ammoning. He doesn't believe it. I think it was a good call. Second foul on Brian Ammoning.
Well, here's your pass and your penetration. Good job to play without the ball if you're Nick Wise. A little bit of movement. Of course, Wise is a tough guy to get a charge on because he's moving in the air all the time. So I thought a pretty good call, and Nick Wise will get to the foul line. I think I might tweak himself a little bit.
Well, he was a little bit gimpy after the game in Pullman the other night. He does. He's got a little hitch in his giddy up right now. Remember last time we had 72 fouls in the game. This time 20 fouls in the first 19 minutes. Well, coming up at halftime, we're going to talk a little bit about California versus Arizona. We'll be there for that one down in Tucson next week. Talk about the first half of this one. Busy day in college hoops, not only in the Pac-10, but all over the country.
See if they get Wise out of the game right now with the 2 fouls and give him a little bit of rest. So they got Budinger out with 2. They get Nick Wise out with 2. Good job by Russ Pennell and his staff to kind of maneuver players with 2 fouls, get them in on offense, get them out on defense. And you look at the free throw story in Arizona, 11 of 12. And the Huskies, when they lost the triple overtime here against California, free throws, one of the significant reasons why they lost that game was their free throw shooting. I mean, it's not California did a great job in winning the game, but you've got to do a little bit better job at the line if you're the Huskies.
Thomas in the corner, Elson Turner's open again. Rushed that shot a little bit, I thought. Overton comes down, gets the rebound. Second chance now for the Huskies. Thomas steps in. Great job by Lavender. Excellent job by the freshman.
All right, now if you're Arizona with a 4-point lead, this is really critical. Good job here by Lavender to get in there and not foul, to get a possession situation. Now you might want to get Budinger back in. You might want to get Wise back in for offense. Run it down for the last shot. Control the tempo of the game, and let's play for the last goal if you're the Arizona Wildcats. Do not give Washington in this situation any possession. Or you can't. That was off the Wise. I think it was off the Wise.
That was. And again, it's Overton. I think Overton has been the difference maker for Washington in this game.
Well, that is really a great job of being disruptive and playing fantastic defense by Vanoy Overton.
Well, let's take a moment right now for the HTC Fuse timeout. The HTC Fuse has full internet. That allows access to foxsports.com for scores and highlights. Grab a video highlight from tonight's game or today's game and share it live during the calls. The HTC Fuse, experience the reaction. Overton has been a real thorn defensively, and that's what he's there for. But, you know, he's also scored a little bit today. He's got 5 points in the ballgame. He's got 3 rebounds. They always talk about valuable 6th men. Certainly, Vanoy Overton falls into that category.
Yeah, he sure is, Barry.
We talk about Washington not doing something that they've not done since 1985.
Well, in 1985, they shared the conference championship. They shared it also in 84, 1 year with Oregon State, the next year with USC. And they're trying to do something they haven't done in a long, long time. And Lorenzo Romar's trying. They said, look, we want to try to win it outright. We know if they can win today, they get a tie for the Pac-10 championship. If they finish out, they've got Washington State coming in next week, then they can win both with only 4 conference losses. They have their destiny in their own hands. They can get an outright conference championship. So Washington's got a lot to play for. So does Arizona.
Well, they were picked to finish 5th in the conference. Right now they're in 1st place in the conference. They've not won an outright conference championship since 1953.
When Bob Hubricks was playing.
Bob Hubricks.
One of the 2 retired jerseys here, Hubricks and Brandon Roy.
Well, they had Brockman wide open. Thomas took a 3. Brockman was open for a gimme 2. And the first half will end with the Wildcats on top by 4. Now the Wildcats have to stay on the gas. They were in this situation Thursday night at Pullman when they led at halftime, I believe, by 5. They're ahead by 4 here. They got to stay on the gas. Halftime activities coming up after this. And we welcome you back, and we prepare to start the second half of a 36-32 ball game. A little bit lower scoring than we might have expected, but I think both teams kind of took the air out of the ball because of the foul situations.
Well, they did, and certainly the big 3 for Arizona. You look at Jordan Hill. How about him? I mean, 15 points. He's got 5 rebounds. Budinger a good half. Nick Wise. Now, don't forget, Nick Wise only has 6, but Nick Wise in a little bit of foul trouble, went in and out, and I thought kind of tweaked his knee at one portion of the game. So look for Nick Wise to come back the second half and have a big second half.
Significant, though. Remember, with 6.5 minutes to play, Arizona had 4 players with 2 fouls, and they still do. So that's a big help for them. Here's Brockman down low, and he's tied up, and the possession arrow is going to be Arizona's. They're doing a very nice job on John Brockman.
Yeah, again, it's Jordan Hill around the goal. If he doesn't block a shot, he bothers it. If he doesn't bother it, he plays good position defense and creates a possession situation for Arizona.
And it's not to say that John Brockman is being dominated. He's got 5 points, he's got 5 rebounds, but he's not expected to score as much as Jordan Hill is.
He's giving up a lot of size when he gets the ball inside. He's defended by Hill.
There's Hill up on the high post.
Oh, look at
Johnson spot up.
And they had a little bit of a mismatch that time with Budinger was being defended by Detman on a switch, but Johnson still had a good open look.
So a 7-point lead, biggest lead of the game for Arizona. A great start to the second half. Justin Detman, he had a quiet first half. Now Gant. Detman for three. And Pondexter, great rebound, and missed the putback. Barton follows it in.
Well, you saw right there, that typifies the way Washington plays. Second and third efforts around the basket. They are really effective at getting multiple shots.
That's a grab foul. Could be interpreted as intentional. Budinger just grabbed Pondexter, thought it was going to be a breakaway basket. That could easily be intentional.
It's a big foul. Budinger with three. Those are the kind of fouls you got to stay away from. You know, it's a little bit of a frustration foul in that situation, but Chase Budinger really hurts his team if he gets in foul jeopardy. Let's see if they get an illegal screen. I think so. See if they get an illegal screen. I think they're definitely going to have it at the top of the key. You know, when you set a screen there, it is mystifying to me. You have to be set. You have to be stationary, and the guy with the ball's got to wait for you to be set. If there's not concert in that particular situation, you'll get a foul on the screener.
Dick Cartmel having a little conversation with Dick Wise, not sure what that was all about. And Gant just simply steps in front of the inbounds pass. A little careless on the part of the Wildcats. Wes Pennell not at all pleased. Thomas penetrate, nice leave. Pondexter in traffic. Has to get it out for Denton.
Oh, he saw Jordan Hill. That's why he did that.
Yeah, smart. Foul. Reaching in. Got Wise. And that's going to be his third. So Budinger quickly picks up his third. Wise picks up his third. We're just getting started here. We haven't played 2 minutes in the second half. Remember, going back to your do's and don'ts, don't foul it up, meaning don't get yourself in foul trouble, and the Cats in danger of doing just that. But the shooting woes at the free throw line continue. Denton, excellent free throw shooter, 80% plus.
And Barry, Washington has a team, has made significant strides this year in free throw shooting. But this game here, 5 of 13 from the line.
So back to a 4-point game. Wise working on Thomas. Thomas stays with him. Wise gives a little flick with the offhand. And Jordan Hill has just been unstoppable. Hill's got 17. Thomas penetrate, floater, no, too hard. That's a shot he will make probably 80%. Thomas has struggled shooting over the last 3 or 4 games. And he started out pretty well in this game, but his shooting woes have continued. Hill again, jump hook, too easy.
Well, he's got it all, doesn't he? I mean, Jordan Hill putting on a clinic here this afternoon.
Biggest lead of the ball game once again for the Wildcats. 8. Thomas penetrate, score.
He's got a little Nate the Great Robinson in him.
Yeah, he sure does.
No doubt about that. Of course, Nate playing for the New York Knicks. You know, Nate's high game is 45.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Well, I remember a game up here that he jumped right over Channing Frye, who was, what, 6'10"?
Yeah, about 6'10". What he does have in common with Nate Robinson is powerful going to the basket. They're really strong in the air.
Great body control. Budinger, great rebound over the top. And the putback.
I think if you're Washington, you wanted an over the back call, but Chase Budinger did a beautiful job that time just to tip the ball to himself.
Thomas again, right? Got that up over the outstretched arm of Jordan Hill, and that's something that he does.
Well, he's 5'8" and plays 6'4".
Yeah. Great touch there.
It's not how tall you are, it's how big you play.
Wise behind the Hill screen to the basket. Missed the shot. Hill gets the rebound. And Hill gets the putback, but can't get it down. Wise high for the third chance. Still can't get it. Battle for the rebound. And a tied up ball. Can't do a woofing here with Kyle Fogg. But it's going to be Washington ball.
Well, this is multiple efforts at the offensive end. One miss, and then Nick Wise came right back and wanted a bit of a foul call, but didn't think there was a lot of contact in that situation. And then out of bounds now will go to the Huskies.
Very physical game. We expected it would be, and it's been just that.
Right, back in the zone. Now, Barry, remember, right here in the middle is a pretty good place to attack the zone if you're the Huskies and you can get someone in the middle of the floor.
Like this?
Well, he has a knack of getting through everybody.
Yeah, he really does. Denton got it in score. Just like that, back to a 4-point ball game. Denton with just 6 points. Very similar to the kind of game he had the other night against Arizona State. Very quiet first half, came on in the second half, and particularly in the overtime. They had Buttiger open for a moment. Denton got lost in traffic.
They've got a mismatch here again. Look, he's being guarded by a smaller guy. Get him the ball.
They did.
And another good recognition by Arizona. I mean, Buttiger's being guarded by a guy like 6, 7 inches shorter. Get him the basketball.
Denton in lane and misses the floater and a rebound to Buttiger. All of a sudden, Buttiger's on fire here. And a steal from behind out of bounds to Arizona. Well, Buttiger doing everything on both ends of the floor right at the moment. He's been a very emotional player of late, sometimes a little too much so, but not right now. Zona leads it by 6. We're coming back. Cats lead it by 6, 47-41 ball game. Well played game.
Well played. Now watch the screen by Buttiger. He's going to screen, and Hill is going to come around, and they're going to get the ball to Hill, and he's going to drop it in. Now watch the nice screen by Buttiger. Here comes Jordan Hill. Nice little pass to Hill. Brockman a little bit late. He's saying, well, can he make that shot? Well, he's making it this afternoon.
Yeah,
but very good screen by Chase Buttiger to set up his teammate Jordan Hill in concert. Nice job in the half court by Arizona.
Hill's making every shot. He's 8 of 13. He's got 19.7 rebounds and 3 assists. Pretty good line playing against a guy who potentially could be the player of the year in the Pac-10.
Got a few guys going to get great consideration for Pac-10 player of the year. And it's still a hard call. And this young man right here is making a little case for himself. I can tell you that.
I'll say he is.
Yes, he is.
He is owning the low block and stepping out a little bit too.
And you know what I love about him? He rarely misses a shot when he's bumped. And he's being bumped a few times. And he's able to maneuver his body and still finalize the play.
Lorenzo Roma now playing Matthew Bryan Ammoning on him. And again, a near steal, and it's going to be out of bounds to Washington.
And Barry, why is Arizona not attacking the glass when they get it down low? Because they turn around and see Jordan Hill there. And all of a sudden they're thinking, well, this isn't going to work. So now I've got to try to push the ball away from the goal. And it's really been effective for Arizona. It's allowed their, oh, they might get a foul there.
Yeah, I would think. That was a tackle, full takedown. Very similar. And again, Wise is going to get up a little gimpy here, holding his knee. And that, of course, is something that Arizona can absolutely not afford to have happen, is lose one of their big 3. And Wise is in some pain.
Yes, he is in some pain. He hurt it in the first half. Well, his mother, Laveri, should be very proud of Nick Wise. He's an outstanding young man. Always comes up and talks to you. Very comfortable around adults. Could talk about things besides basketball, obviously. And his mom's a elementary school principal in Houston. And Nick Wise has had a great career at Arizona.
He is hurting right now.
Yeah, he really is.
Of course, you wouldn't know it right there. Nice give. And Horn, wide open Trey, and he can't get it back. Holiday with a rebound. Good box out that time for Holiday. Thomas, open Trey. Well, we were saying that Thomas is struggling a little bit. He's not struggling in the second half. He's got 13 in the ball game now.
How many times have we seen Isaiah Thomas when you thought, well, his numbers aren't up, but at the end of the game, he's always got like 17, 18 points. How about that time? good to see Kyle Fogg, by the way, make a long-range shot. Any bonus that the Wildcats could get from anyone other than the big three really bodes well for Arizona in terms of them winning the game.
Fogg's got 5 in the ball game. None bigger than that one. Here's Pondexter. Got right around Hill and foul.
I thought the soft spot in that zone could be right in the middle, and it looked like Lorenzo Romar now made a little adjustment to get Pondexter in the middle and attack.
So Pondexter, chance for an old-fashioned three-point play here. It is a 6-point ball game.
Here's a great look at it just to get the ball to Pondexter. Of course, he's really active, and that time got to give him a really credit to go all the way in there and shoot it right off right against Jordan Hill. So high marks there for Quincy Pondexter.
The free throw line continues to be a problem. 5 of 14 now for the Dogs.
Now Brian Amney, you're going to switch off. He's going to be on Hill. Hill wants the ball.
And Overton again got a hand on that ball. Wise controls it though. Wise for 3. And right back to Kyle Fogg, and Fogg's going to go to the free throw line. A great play by Fogg. Budinger very upset. He thought that he was fouled. And Jordan Hill comes over to him and says, take it easy, calm down.
Well, they talked about that yesterday when they didn't practice here. Watch Budinger underneath the basket, and he was pushed a little bit, no question about it. The officials were letting him play, and he cannot overreact to that and pick up a frustration foul. He's making his case right now to the official.
Brian Ammoning, in the meantime, picked up his 3rd. So now Brian Ammoning has 3 fouls. Pondexter has 3 fouls. Wise and Budinger have 3 fouls for Arizona. So the foul situation could be a factor in this game yet.
Going to get Nick Wise a little bit of a rest, so they're going to take Nick out of the game, and hopefully he can recover a little bit, get his knee. You don't want to sit there too long and get cold, but definitely he's been hit a few times this game and slowed him down. I guess anytime Benoit Overton's guarding you, though, could slow you down.
Yeah, I'll see. So Fogg with 7 points. Remember, he had his career high against the Huskies. Down in Tucson, he had 16. Here's Overton. Overton drives on Horn. And now Holiday goes baseline. Tried to leave it for Overton. Overton, nice play to get it to Thomas. Great play by Overton. Thomas into the lane, took about 8 steps and scored. No, he didn't. Curls off the front rim and the rebound to Horn. Poetic justice, because I thought he traveled. Here's Budinger who shakes Holiday and the pull-up off the window.
Don't you love the glass shot that time by Budinger? Reminds you of the old John Wooden UCLA days when everybody shot it off. He demanded guys shoot it off the glass.
Right,
yes, he did when they had the right angle.
Meantime, it's a 10-point Wildcat lead. Biggest lead of the ball game. Brian Ammoning down low. Tough chance and 1.
A little bit of fatigue could be setting in on Jordan Hill that time. And if that's Hill, it's his 3rd. He's had 2 quick ones, and the Huskies attacking the glass, and a good job that time by Brian Ammoney to get it inside. And look at Ammoney just powered that ball right to the basket. Very good footwork, a good job to make the turn and take it in. Did they get Jordan Hill for the foul?
I think they got Zane Johnson.
They may have. Well, this is a big story, Barry.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, Washington cannot convert from the foul line.
33%. There was 5 of 15.
Right, you've got your floor general out of the game, Nick Wise. So Budinger, very important for him to get active and go to the ball.
And Horn over Brockman. That's a big shot for Horn. Got the big man out of there. Lorenzo Romar just trying to find the right combination. Thomas penetrate, kick out, Turner, open tray. Turner contributing, but give it up to Thomas on that play.
That's what happens when you break the defense down. All of a sudden, everybody kind of compacts in the lane, and Turner's proven already that he can make shots from the outside. Look at this kid.
Wow, Fogg, great move. Loose ball, Brockman gets on it, saves it nicely, but did he go out of bounds? No, there's a foul. And I think it's going to be Zane Johnson, and that's going to be his 4th. So Zane Johnson picks up his 4th. Here's Horn just pulling up. He saw Brockman coming at him, and he knocked it down. We're coming back. Arizona leads it by 7, 58-51, a world of time to go, 11 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in this game. Let's take a look for a moment at our World Financial Group Dreams Realized. John Brockman, when he majors in architectural studies and construction management, he says, you know, I've been playing basketball, so I might not be able to get a job in construction management. We keep telling him, you know what, John, you're not going to have to worry about it. You're going to play someplace. His sister Kirsten, of course, played here, and his dad played just down the road at Seattle Pacific, so it's in his genes. And of course, if you ask Lorenzo Romar, he would tell you probably his favorite player ever.
What a great young man. And you know why he wears that number 40, Barry? Because his sister Kirsten wore 40 when she played here at Washington, so John wanted the same number.
He is pretty amazing guy.
Big hands, and they're going to get a foul.
Very touchy.
Horn thought he had a good steal.
Well, he managed to stay in control. He slammed that ball down and been a tee. That's the third foul on Horn. So Zane Johnson's got 4, Horn's got 3, Buddinger's got 3, Wise on the bench with 3. So the foul's creeping up on Arizona, which may be a moot point because Washington hasn't been able to shoot a free throw. They've been able to shoot them and not make it. And there's an and one. Brockman to the basket, and the 4th foul on Horn. So now Horn with 4, and Zane Johnson with 4, and Russ Pennell's going to have to go with smaller, get Kyle Fogg back in the game.
Yeah, again, attacking from the middle, and beautiful pass by Amity that time. And of course, the wonderful hands by Brockman. All you got to do is get it in his vicinity, but how about Amity made it happen? He made himself available in that soft spot of the zone in the middle, turned and faced, and made a solid pass.
Here's the difference in the game, though. At the free throw line, Washington 5 of 15, Arizona 13 of 14. And Brockman converts a 3-point play, makes it a 4-point game. Brendan Lavender is back on now for Arizona. I thought he gave Russ Pennell some good minutes in the first half. Wise, very quick 3, and there for the rebound is Fogg, and Fogg has played big. Buddinger all the way. Nice play. Fogg and Buddinger.
What a great pass by Fogg. And I think Russ Pennell may have called a quick TO.
I think he did. We'll take a timeout as well. 10:31 remaining in the ball game. Cats not only hanging in, they've got the lead by 6. We're coming back. $60-54 lead for the Arizona Wildcats, a game they absolutely need to have. And of course, the Huskies looking to get a share at least of the Pac-10 championship. Here's our Best Buy Best Connection. Just happened a moment ago. Great play on the pass from Kyle Fogg to Buddinger, who takes it to the basket for the score.
Well, talk about Best Buy Best Connection. What a pass by Kyle Fogg. And of course, playing without the ball again, Barry, a good job by Buddinger to finish it.
Been a very tactically interesting game. Both these coaches really stepping up here, trying to find the right combination at the right time. Here's where we are in the Pac-10. Washington, as you could see, with a game-and-a-half lead over Arizona State, UCLA, and California. They win today. They then will get at least a share of the Pac-10 Conference Championship, and then if they would go out and beat Washington State next week, we'll be there for that game. They would win it outright. But they got to worry about first things first. They trail by 6. Overton behind the Brian Amity screen. Denton now Turner in the corner. A little pump fake, baseline, kick out. Overton steps in and hits it off the side of the backboard. Turner, nice pass to Brockman. He couldn't finish. He gets it back in traffic, finishes this time. In microcosm, there is John Brockman.
Yeah, there it is, and a beautiful look, I thought, by Turner. In the air, able to get it inside. And you saw that Arizona, because they're in foul jeopardy, nobody looking to contest around the goal. Pretty easy if you just take it in.
Lavender, Brian Amity, that's goaltending. Score the basket. That's Brockman. Tenacious.
And Barry, look at the other end. You can look at the Arizona defensively. Here's a great pass. Now look, everybody backing off. Now they're backing off again. Nobody there, Buddinger, nobody wants to foul. So really an easy score once Brockman did get possession. And I think if you're Washington, even though you're behind by 6, let's continue to attack down low.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. They look down to Brockman, and Brockman draws a crowd, kicks it out. Brian Amity the flush. Great play by Brockman.
He's the whole batter. I mean, he really is. He does not force it. Great rebounder. Super understanding of the game.
And the crowd on its feet here at Bank of America Arena.
John said after the Arizona State game when they won here on Thursday, couldn't go to sleep. He was so excited. They finally did, but really late.
It's at 2 o'clock in the morning. Lavender got a man in the air. Now Budinger, he draws a crowd. Lavender will take it. Listen. The rebound to Devin. And now the Huskies' chance to cut this lead. Devin wanted to foul, or he's not going to get it. And I have an idea you'll see more of same. Penetrate, kick out, Turner, 3. Not this time. Brockman, another rebound, and another basket. Now the Dogs on a 12-4 run have closed it to 2 and a timeout. And listen to the crowd. You get the crowd involved here. You always say it's worth 3 or 4 points, and I think that's absolutely the case. This place used to be a morgue. It really was, and now one of the toughest places in the Pac-10 Conference to play.
And now the crowd's come alive in the second half. But look at the pass by Brockman inside, and just a beautiful peripheral vision to get it to his teammate, Brian Amity. And here's Brockman again doing a nice job there to, again, get a nice angle and get it up on the glass. So Brockman with the pass, Brockman with the shot.
Jordan Hill has been brilliant. He's got 21 points and 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Brockman now with 14 points has got 9 rebounds. Brockman has 7 of the Huskies' last 9, and remember that was after they trailed by 10. So he not only makes baskets, he makes big baskets.
And how many double-doubles has John Brockman had in his career? I think 56 double-doubles in his 56, Barry.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. And good bet to make it 57 here this afternoon.
There's Wise, comes from behind the Hill screen, takes it all the way. Brockman, great job. He did just enough to bother Wise. Here's Thomas the other way, knocked away. Great play by Fall. There's one big play in this game after another, but this one a little bit too aggressive on the part of the freshman Kyle Fall, and he picks up his 3rd foul. Now an opportunity to tie this game.
It wasn't long ago where Arizona had a 10-point lead.
No, not long at all. Now Thomas just 1 of 5 at the free throw line. He's a much better free throw shooter than that. And Thomas has 14 in the ball game too. And you know Justin Denton is going to get his. He's only got 6 points in the game. They're doing a nice job on him defensively, but he's going to get his.
Now the Huskies trying to come all the way back and get the rebound.
That's a great play by Holiday.
The Cats have had a hard time rebounding the ball here in the second half.
Remember, it was even at the half. Thomas kicks out for Denton. And now Lavender steps in front, knocks it out of bounds. I mean, is there any quickness here?
Oh, yeah, I'd say there's blurs all over the floor. Guys are really stepping up with their speed and aggressiveness.
Rebounds. Now, Washington just with a slight edge, 31 to 29 right now. Holiday's going to leave. Pondexter's going to come back. He's playing with 3 fouls, remember.
It's a big possession here, obviously, for both teams. But Brockman out of the lineup.
Thomas stepped in, drew 3 people to him. Now the kick out with pump fake. Pondexter. Good defense being played by the Cats. Nice leave that time. Pondexter double clutch. And then the follow, I think it was Brian Amity from behind. Last Washington lead was at 25-23. They now lead 63-62. Jordan Hill, can he answer? No. And the rebound to Overton. And down on the floor is Hill, and he's hurt. And he is in some pain. And that, of course, you hate to see that. And he is hurt. It's the left leg. And this is bad news.
All right, we're going to look at it here. Jordan Hill looked like he came down right on Amity's foot. He may have turned his ankle, turned his left ankle.
And it is his ankle, and he is in some pain. And we'll take a timeout while they tend to Jordan Hill. Hate to see this. Well, just moments ago, here is Jordan Hill. Now, the good news is he's able to put at least a little bit of weight on that ankle. It was the left ankle. One of those inadvertent accidents. You hate to see it happen. You hate to see it happen to a warrior like Jordan Hill. Here it is again. He just came down on Brian Ammoning's foot. Watch the left foot, and he rolled it pretty good. And he was able to put a little weight on it. That is the good news, but I doubt that we will see him the rest of the way. Although stranger things have happened, but he's still in some pain.
No, he's in real pain.
Absolute warrior, and you just don't like to see him happen.
And he's had just a sensational afternoon, too. So you really do, Barry. You hate to see that. So Jacobson in. Obviously, he's got a big job on his hands.
And Pondexter, did he travel? Yes, he did. 11th turnover for the Huskies. Not too many in the second half, though. Here's a steal. Overton just stepped in front of the Budinger pass.
Well, a careless pass, too. I mean, not a lot of communication there. Obviously, with Hill out of the game and not likely to come back. Arizona's got to make every possession solid.
And here's Budinger just turned on Jacobson to reverse. I'm going to say a foul before the shot. But what a shot.
This is the time you really got to move your feet for Jacobson, because you know the spinner move here is with blocking loves. I mean, look at it, he made it. Of course, foul occurred before. Still 1-1, not a two-shot situation, 19. So if you're the Wildcats, you got to be really, it's important to screen out and be focused here.
And Bachman does get the first. So when they need it most, all of a sudden, free throws starting to fall a bit more for Washington. Bachman with 10 in the second half. And again, fortuitous bounce for the Huskies, they get it back. So 1 out of 2 at the line, but they've got the ball right back. Denton thought about it. Nice pass down low. Pondexter over Jacobson, a little hard. Bachman follows. Pondexter third time. Now they're playing volleyball.
Now you get a good look as why they're the leading rebounding team and one of the leading rebounding teams in the country.
20 offensive rebounds in the game for Washington. Wise open, and he knocks it down. Three-point shot, a big one. Makes it a one-point game once again. It's a lot to ask of this Arizona team.
This is maybe too much to ask, Gary, but the thing is they've got to find a way to regroup to get the ball off the glass. If you've got to rebound all 5 guys, you do it. Anything to eliminate these second and third shots.
Justin Denton, he still can't find it. Remember, Arizona trying to make do without Jordan Hill. Very unlikely he'll return. Rolled an ankle when he stepped on Brian Avenning coming down for a rebound. Was in some pain when he left the court. So now, a very tall order.
And again, Detman, who's only about 6'1", or 6 feet rather, guarding Budinger, and Arizona trying to take advantage of the mismatch, and they might get a foul away from the goal. But look at the Huskies when they do get it to the glass. Pondexter on a miss. Brockman keeps it alive. Once the ball goes up there, you have a tough time screening people out. Multiple shots for Washington at the offensive end. Okay, now on the out of bounds, you'd really love to feature either Budinger right here, maybe a little screen for him, let him come to the ball. Let's be active right here. See if you can get Budinger coming out. There's the screen.
There was Budinger.
And he's there.
They were a little late with it. But Budinger's going to pull the trigger.
Anyway,
knock it down.
But it worked. Didn't go out of bounds, right?
It was. I thought the Huskies defended it, but that's why you coach this game.
Well, occasionally you got a feel for what's going on. That's a big, big shot, I'll say. They got Fendi on behind him. One thing about Fendi, he's going to compete for a rebound.
Physical. Count the basket by Thomas. Tell you what, we've marveled at that all year long. His ability not only to get the shot off, but to make it.
Well, again, Isaiah's magical with the ball. Just like his namesake was magical with the ball. You know, he's certainly...
Maybe even more significantly, Danny, it's the 4th foul on Wise.
Yeah, 4 on Wise. And again, Isaiah Thomas with a little rhythm now gets to the foul line. Big three-point goal, and the Huskies now with that 1-point lead, trying to win today to capture a share, at least a share, of the Pac-10 Conference Championship. It's in their hands. If they can win today and beat Washington State, they'll win it outright.
That was a tough shot by Wise. Great job by Falk keeping it alive. Thomas gets it. He's going against Budinger to the basket. Just seems to have that little spurt that gets you the last step. Thomas with 19 and 13 of them coming in the second half. And a timeout called by Wes Pennell. You know, Wes has not had the best of it all year long. Of course, interim job, kind of knows he's not likely to get the job. He's done a magnificent job along with his assistant, Mike Dunlap. And yet, can't catch a break. Well, on Wednesday, March 11th, 10 teams will start their quest to win the Pac-10 championship. with an automatic berth to the NCAA tournament. Our exclusive coverage of the Pacific Life Pac-10 Men's Basketball Tournament begins on Wednesday, March 11th, and of course, it's in high definition. Should be a great event. We've talked about it all year long, how balanced this conference is, that anybody could jump up and win it. Here's where we stand right now. It's a mishmash.
Well, it is, and I think you look at Washington, Arizona State, UCLA, Cal, they're all in the NCAA tournament. I think Arizona will get in, but I'd like to see them get the 10 wins. USC, in my opinion, has a chance to get in the NCAA tournament too, but they have to finish with 3 wins in a row, unless either one of them, Arizona or USC, do big damage in the Pacific Life Pac-10 tournament, which could happen. And how about Washington State? They're playing maybe as well as anybody in the league right now.
You know, the other team you got to look at, Danny, sorry to interrupt, is Oregon State. I mean, the fact is they're sitting at 7 and 8 right now, but USC and Arizona, you know, they're not far from dropping down into that play-in game. You know, I mean, they may have to play an extra game, either one of these teams. It's possible.
It is possible, and you're right about Oregon State. I mean, what a year they have had, and they play a tempo that is very tough to play. I mean, they're disruptive. They do a good job. They don't turn the ball over. They do not give you many easy scores. Kind of reminds me of what Washington State did with Dick Bennett a few years ago when Dick got in there.
Absolutely. Yeah, Craig Robinson has that team at 13 and 13 and 7 and 8 in the conference, and we're going to see them tomorrow. A doubleheader beginning with North Carolina State on Sunday night ACC Hoops, presented by Pizza Hut, and then it'll be down to Eugene, Oregon for Oregon State and Oregon coverage beginning tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Of course, it's in high definition. And Hill has just come back onto the Arizona bench, and he's going to come back into the ball game. How do you like that?
That is incredible.
Well, we said he was a warrior, and he certainly is, and he doesn't seem to have any kind of a limp.
Yeah, Jordan Hill waiting to come back in this game.
Wow, that falls into the who'da thunk it category. How would that be for drama if he comes back and his team goes on to win the game?
So, critical possession right here for the Wildcats. Can they get a little bit of momentum?
Brodinger.
That's a tough one.
Brodinger with a man in his face, missed the shot. Brockman looks down at the bodies on the floor after he comes down.
Well, he's like a refrigerator.
He
Remember when you hit him, you guys just got to go off.
Steal.
Steal.
Great steal by Wise. And to the basket, and Overton tried to get a hand on it, couldn't do it. Wise goes into the photographers. It's a one-point ball game. Overton back the other way, thought he was fouled. Thomas steps in, little jump stop, travel. Did he? No, foul on Budinger.
Barry, I'm with you. I thought he did travel. Now, a lot of times, most of the time I disagree with you, travel call, but that one, I thought he took a couple extra steps going in there.
Boy, Overton did everything he could, couldn't block the shot. It's a one-point game, and Jordan Hill's coming back. Danny, I thought you only got to keep the ball when it went in the stands in baseball. 71-70 ball game, Washington over Arizona. Take a look at our Avis try harder play of the game, and this one's a no-brainer. Here's Jordan Hill. He missed the shot. He comes down on the foot of Brian Ammoning. Look for all the world. I mean, we were talking to our producer director in the truck saying, boy, he might have broken that the way he fell. Here he was just a couple of moments ago going off the floor. He left with 7:27 to go in the game, and his team down 1, and here he is now. He's back on the floor just about 3.5 minutes later, and it's still a one-point game.
Yeah, still a one-point game, and what a warrior, Jordan Hill, back on the floor again. So, you know, hopefully he doesn't tweak it again, and he can give the Wildcats a little bit of a lift here. Don't forget, Wise with 4, Budinger with 4 for Arizona in terms of fouls.
Thomas bangs the free throw off the front rim once again. 9 of 22, and Thomas just 3 of 9. And he is a better free throw shooter than that.
A little short on that one. Yeah, he pulled the string on the second one.
So it remains a one-point game. Or wouldn't this be high drama? Here's Budinger. Budinger drives and pulls up. He had a good look. Hill clearly cannot jump quite as well. And he's still in some pain, too. But he's gutsing it out.
Still though, Barry, that was a quality shot by Arizona. You can't ask for much more than that. Budinger from about 6 feet.
I got to think they'll test Hill here.
They're going to go the other way.
Yeah, they're going to get it against Thomas. Hill went down hard. He's okay. The foul's on Thomas.
Well, here Jordan Hill doing a real good job of anticipation, and he knows he doesn't have the lift with the bad ankle, so you got to think the other way, and let's go and see if I can draw a foul. That's a great effort by Jordan Hill.
I'll say.
Right, not full court pressure, looks like, by Washington. You know what Budiger loves to do in this situation? Once he inbounds the ball, he loves to run as fast as he can to the other end and see if they can find it.
Well, here he is. And they had Zet Johnson down the corner wide open that time. Here's Wise. Wise, a little crossover on Thomas to the basket and a foul. Going to get a reach in, maybe before the shot.
If it is before the shot, it's still not a shooting situation for Arizona.
And it is before the shot.
16. Now, next one will.
Holiday's going to come into the ball game for defensive purposes now for Washington. Thomas is going to leave. Budiger to inbound.
Yeah, be alert for Budiger in the out of bounds, Barry. Many times he likes to get it in there. And now there's a good move that time by Jamel Horn. Let the ball go into the backcourt. Don't catch it when you straddle the mid-court line.
Great screen by Hill, and Wise a pull-up. So short. Loose ball. Hill went down again. He gets up. He's all right. Here's Overton. They've beaten Hill down the floor, and Overton's going to back out.
Well,
inside of 3 minutes.
You would think that they would go right to block, especially with Hill with the bad ankle. Doesn't look like he has a whole lot of lift.
Well, still, Brockman is available now. They bring it over to this side. Now they go to Brockman. Budiger comes over to help. Great job, but a grab foul on Budiger. That's going to be his 5th. Did everything right, but in the process, Budiger picks up his 5th foul, and he's going to leave with 20 points and 8 rebounds. So that's a very large chunk out of the Arizona arsenal.
And it was good help defense. And watch, you know, he'll struggle a little bit. He's got no lift with the ankle. And watch Budiger come from the weak side that time, and there was certainly some contact. It's a tough way to go out, though. It's a tough foul.
It really is. Well, I'll tell you what, Wes Pennell's team has shown some mettle here.
Yeah, they've shown a lot of character this afternoon.
And it ain't over yet. It's a 1-point game, 2:38 remaining to be played. It's just that somebody else is going to have to step up now. Kyle Fogg, a guy who's very capable of that. And even Jamel Horn, he's been inconsistent.
Well, Jamel Horn made a big outside shot, but, you know, Budiger's out of the game. Look at this. Wise with 4, Horn with 4, Zane Johnson. And Washington in pretty good shape. I mean, they've got a couple of guys with 3, but they're in real good shape. So, Budiger, a solid effort, though, this afternoon.
Shoe was on the other foot when they played down in Tucson. Washington had 2 players foul out and had 5 other players with 4 fouls. And now it's just about the opposite. And Brockman makes 2 shots that he needed to make. Brockman with 17.
17 points and 11, 12 rebounds. Another double-double for John Brockman.
Yeah, 11 rebounds. That's 57, right?
57.
Now here's Hill. Finally gets a touch. He hasn't had many in the offensive end. There's a steal by Overton, but he can't control it. And it's going to be out of bounds to Arizona. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time. 2:22 remaining in the game. 3-point Husky lead. And again, the crowd comes to its feet. Comes off the baseline, turn around, got it, what a shot.
And hit the ground.
Yes. And he's still hurt.
How did Hill do that? I mean, he barely run up and down the floor.
That's huge. What a big shot. I mean, we called him a warrior when he left. And I thought he was when he left. He's even more of one in my book now.
It's an incredible play by really an unbelievable all-around talent in Jordan Hill. After tweaking the ankle, the guy can hardly walk. Look at this reverse, and then he just hits the ground right after it, gets right back up. He can barely get down the other end of the floor.
He also came down right on that left foot. But he wasn't thinking about it when he let it go, was he? So this is still a ball game. 73-72, just inside 2 minutes, 1:59 remaining. You see our reset. Arizona still has 2 full timeouts. Washington's got a timeout. Double bonus situation on one side and a 1-and-1 on the other. Reminder that if Washington wins today, they will clinch their first share of a Pac-10 Conference championship since 1985 when they shared it with USC, and then the year before that, 1984, oddly enough, they also shared it with Oregon State.
And the two big stars for the Huskies in those years were
Detlef Schrempf
and Christian Velp.
Christian Velp.
That's
exactly.
right, I knew you knew that.
I did know that. Thanks for your help.
That's another thing you think about retiring a number here at Washington. They've only retired two, Brandon Roy and Bob Hubridge, but Christian Velp and Detlef Schrempf, two tremendous players. Detlef Schrempf, what a career he had for the Huskies, played in the NBA for many, many years.
That's going to be a foul on Hill. Put Brockman at the line. I believe they'll get this on Hill. That's going to be the third foul on Hill, and Brockman will go back to the free throw line, and you got to expect him to do that. Now, Brockman, oddly enough, who's normally not one of the better free throw shooters, today is the best free throw shooter for the Huskies. He's now 6 of 8. Holiday will come back. Thomas will lead.
Wonderful use of the timeout, too. I thought Lorenzo Romar took that 30-second TO and wanted the ball inside, and they executed to perfection. And you're right about Brockman. Brockman has not been a particularly good free throw shooter the whole year, yet in the clutch, playing for a Pac-10 championship share, he is just stepping up and making free throws when the Huskies needed it. Look at this steal.
What a steal by Detman. Knew he'd show himself at some point. Still can't get it together. He cannot get a shot down, and it's going to be out of bounds to Arizona. Tough break for Detman. Detman really struggling today. Although a good part of that is because of Nick Wise.
But it's a wonderful steal from the backside, and I think Detman tried to utilize his body to back in. There wasn't a whole lot of contact, and he thought he might have been fouled, but good no call in that situation. Arizona only down 3 with 1:29 to go. I mean, you know, they're actually not in bad shape.
No.
If they could just get a couple of productive trips down the floor. Barry, take a look at the Arizona resume, which I think really is pretty good.
It is pretty
to get into the NCAA tournament.
This game, of course, would really give them a huge lift should they be able to go on and win it. They have beaten good teams. Beat the Zags, beat Kansas, beat this Washington team at home down in Tucson, and beat UCLA. So those are all creditable wins.
Well, remember, Arizona has had 6 wins against top RPI 50 teams. So they've had 6 quality wins in there. And I think what they've got to do, if they can finish the deal and somehow either get out of here or get back home and do some business at home, they'll be in the NCAA tournament.
And it doesn't hurt that they have a legacy also. Like 24 years in a row that they have been there. And I'm sure the selection committee will at least give that some kind of consideration if it comes down maybe to Arizona and one other team. Here it's a 75-72 ball game. It's been close all the way. 10 points, the biggest lead. 1:29 remaining to be played. Barry Tompkins, the coach, Dan Belwamney alongside here in Seattle. Bank of America Arena, and this place has really been cooking. It's been cooking for years now, since Lorenzo Romar came to town, but right at the moment, everybody in this place to the number on their feet. Full court pressure shown by the Dogs.
Well, there's some great games in the conference on Thursday night, and kind of picking up right where they left off. Another really wonderful college basketball game here this afternoon, and Arizona has come in here and done really a beautiful job of staying with the first place Washington Huskies.
And here's Hill again. He's going to face up on Brockman, and he lost a hand. Overton got a hand on the ball, and that was all about Benoit Overton. He's been a pest all day long. So now 1 minute, very big possession right here, trying to make this 2-possession game.
And Barry, here's Brockman right over here. See if they can maneuver the ball to Brockman. He's been really effective, and the big thing, he's made his free throws on an afternoon where Washington has not shot free throws particularly well. But see if they can set up Brockman at the low block.
And it's Detman, the opportunity, Jay, and he drops it in, a huge shot. And again, we mentioned that all along. Justin Detman is going to make his mark, and he just did. He makes it a 2-possession game with 35 seconds left. Johnson leaves for Hill. Back to 1-possession game.
Now you got a timeout if you're Arizona to take it. Well, that was obviously a must-score possession for the Wildcats. Now they're going to have to pick up, get out of that zone, pick up man-to-man. And here on the last move, Justin Detman, he has made big shots all year. You know, there's another guy, you're talking about Brockman player of the year. What kind of a year has Justin Detman had? Huge. He's just been spectacular. And then at the other end, here comes Jordan Hill with the bad ankle. He tweaked it, came off the floor, thought he wouldn't come back. He comes back to score a couple of goals. and it's just been a superb game.
Yeah, it really has. In every aspect. This is what college basketball is all about. You really got to give it up for Jordan. You got to give it up for John Brockman, for that matter. Hill really outplayed Brockman, I thought, in the first half, although not by as much as the numbers would indicate. And right now we stand with Hill at 25 points, 8 rebounds. Brockman's got 19 points and 11 rebounds. Pick your favorite.
Now remember, too, that was the last timeout for the Wildcats. So now if you're Arizona, you know you're going to pick up full court.
I'll tell you what.
And if you're Washington, you certainly want the ball in the hands of your better free throw shooters. The problem this afternoon is the only guy that's really shot free throws great is that number 40, John Brockman.
No,
he's
right.
he's like about a 60% free throw shooter. Oh, see if they're going to get a foul. And could this be intentional? They're going to foul. Looks like Denton away from the ball before the ball comes in. And I think the officials are going to say no intentional, just it's a double bonus, just 2.
Yeah, and I don't think it was intentional. Lavender just ran him down.
No, but you know, my point is it's not intentional, but you're not really playing the ball here.
Yeah, you know what? That could have, although you know what it looked like to me, Daddy? It looked as though Detman was holding his arm, and Lavender couldn't extricate his arm.
Yeah, I'm going with you on that one. Yeah, you know, the thing you want to do in that situation is tell the official before you go out there, before they inbound the ball, you know what, I'm going to play aggressive, and you may take a foul. Or you tell them you're going to be aggressive, and they might be looking for it. The key is the clock didn't start if you're an Arizona fan, and that's what they wanted it exactly to happen. Get a foul and don't start the clock.
Now, Detman, 85% free throw shooter, 84%, but only 1 of 2 today.
Although, Barry, I think if you're going to foul, wouldn't you go to Isaiah Thomas? Because Isaiah Thomas is, you know, he's missed a ton of free throws here this afternoon.
Yeah, he's 3 of 10. They cut over, talk to Russ Pennell. And the reason for this is that they want to get Wise in the ballgame, but no time has run off the clock because of that foul. And so they can't bring Wise into the game quite yet.
And Arizona doesn't have a timeout left. So make or miss on this possession. You know, the Wildcats are going to have a hard time maybe getting Nick Wise back in, and that's huge. Because you certainly want Wise handling the rock in this situation. They can't get him in the game.
They don't have a timeout, as you said. So it's going to,
and they have no Chase Buttinger.
It's going to be up to the people on the floor. Zane Johnson, opportunity won't go. Hill with a rebound and a putback. What a shot! What a play by Jordan Hill.
Now you got to make a foul. You got to foul.
And they do, and they foul Pondexter. That was a great play by Jordan Hill. Just an effort play. Now Pondexter will go to the line. He is just 1 of 3 tonight.
What a rebound by Hill. You know what he did? He did a nice job to tap it. He rebounded it to himself. Watch Hill tip it to himself. There he tipped it, got it, and then took it right back up and in.
That foul, incidentally, was the 5th on Horn. He had no choice. And you can see Hill.
But look at Hill. He can hardly walk.
It's
run, rather.
Remarkable. He's had 6 points since he's come back and a couple of rebounds. I mean, and he's playing on 1 leg. The good news is that ankle does not appear to be a serious injury.
Now, the amazing thing with Jordan Hill is only started playing basketball when he was a sophomore in high school. I mean, it's been incredible, his progression and how he's improved year to year. Now in his junior year at Arizona, just been playing terrific basketball. So all of a sudden, Washington's had their problems. Barry has made 6 free throws in a row. So 7. Well, they got to a point they couldn't make a free throw.
That was a big one. Jordan Hill, you see in this game, 27 points and 9 rebounds in the conditions under which he did that. Truly a phenomenal performance.
Gotta look for 2. Gotta look 3, I think, here for the Wildcats. Gotta look 3.
18 seconds.
Look 3.
Can't wait too long. I thought Hill was going to be the guy. Wise, long 3, scoring.
That was a pass, Barry.
Yeah, it was. Give him an assist.
That was a good assist. And
they got to go get it again.
Still time.
And they get Overton. There's still plenty of time. Just under 10 seconds. 9.8 seconds remaining. And Overton will go to the free throw line. Russ Pennell's guys have just done a tremendous job.
Boy, they're just coaching it up, aren't they? They're just hanging in there. And, you know, now they need a little more help from the Huskies. It's a 2-shot situation. Russ Pennell hoping to get a miss here. and give his team an opportunity for a tie in the next possession.
Well, Zane Johnson just fouled out, so now Horn is fouled out, Johnson is fouled out, Budiger is fouled out. If this game goes to overtime, they may run out of available bodies here. They may be playing walk-ons. Fendi Onabun is going to come back into the Arizona lineup. Johnson's done, Budiger's done, Horn's done. There's the three of them. And Vanoy Overton will go to the free throw line for the first time.
Of course, Vanoy, good free throw shooters, about 78% on the year. We talk about a stalwart and a guy that understands his role after starting so many games a year ago, accepting that six-man role, and he's a catalyst every time he comes in the game.
Here's the one that counts, though. Just pure. Makes it a two-possession game with 9 points. Well, they didn't.
I thought they might roll it up. Okay, this one has to go. It's a great effort.
It's going to go in the books. It was a tremendous effort.
And Washington assures themselves with this win of at least a tie for the Pacific 10 Conference Championship. But what a game this afternoon, Barry.
And down the stretch, Washington 9 of 10 at the free throw line. So when they absolutely positively had to make them, they did. And remember yesterday, too, we were talking to Lorenzo Romer. He said, you know, I always feel if I've got 4 guys in double figures, I got a pretty good darn chance to win the game. Well, guess what? 4 guys in double figures. He's got Thomas with 19. He's got Denton, who has now got 10 points, very quiet 10. Pondexter with 12 and Brockman with 19. And Overton missing. 1.7 seconds remaining in the game. 1 out of 2 for Overton.
And Barry, Arizona played a tremendous game here. They are an NCAA deserving team. They got to get back to Tucson to do a little bit of business. But congratulations to the Washington Huskies. They've achieved at least a tie for the Pac-10 Conference Championship, and they can win it outright if they beat Washington State next week.
Yeah, they really earned it. They had 2 tough games at home this weekend against the Arizona schools. They went to overtime with Arizona State and got all they wanted from this Arizona team. Your heart really goes out to the Arizona Wildcats and their coaching staff. I mean, they played their hearts out. They really did. And you got to give it up for Jordan Hill as well. I mean, he gets hurt. It looks like he's not coming back. He comes back, and he not only comes back, but he contributes. Alas, it wasn't enough, and the Dogs win by 5.